What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Torino Career Mode. This is episode number 83. We start today's episode with Lazaro coming to us and saying he's not happy with his role at the club, which is a bit of a shame because Lazaro's that squad player that's versatile, seems to have the energy whenever you play him, and he's rarely ever complained before, and I love him because he's still quite young, 21 years old, I think, and still got a lot of room to grow. So to see him a bit disappointed was a bit of a shame because especially this season he's going to struggle to get into the team with the introductions of Neymar and Lucas and Sterling as well. But either way, Lazaro not too happy. He will get some game time here and there, most likely in the CIM Cup games. But either way, come January, I might give him a loan out somewhere and see how he does at another club. Still, we take on Ajax for the first game of today's episode here in the Champions League group stage. The first group stage game we had was a goalless draw against Porto at the Stadio Olimpico de Torino. Ajax won their first group stage game against Atletico Madrid, so trying to take them on here at the Amsterdam Arena in, surprisingly enough, Amsterdam. The first chance would fall to Ajax, but the header went over the bar. But in the 40th minute, we worked our way up the pitch here, and Immobile gets on the ball, takes it around the last defender, smacks the ball into the back of the net, and makes it Ajax 0, Torino 1. And as you can see, he's warming up before doing the full moonwalk here. Immobile, of course, has lost his place in the first 11 this season. He's now a bench player, but he started this game, and he's actually looked quite bright early on, despite losing his place in the first 11. I love that about a striker. Whenever you take him out of the first 11, even when he's only playing bench games and in midweek games too, bench games, coming off the bench and playing in the games there, or just playing in midweek games. I love it when a striker's still able to score at the same rate he was doing beforehand. That looks to be a case for Immobile. Yes, he's lost his place in the first team, but he's still going to be banging in the goals this season. So Ajax 0, Torino 1, Immobile with the goal. And in the 45th minute, a good chance to make it 2-0 here. Baselli gets on the ball and strikes from just inside the area, but the goalkeeper makes the save, and Ajax get the ball away. So still 1-0 to Torino. And just past the hour mark here, a good chance to double our lead. Benassi finds Gabbiadini down the left-hand side, takes it past his man here, goes down the left-hand side, beats him, swings it across to the centre. Immobile goes for the header, and it goes just wide the post and behind for a goal kick. So still 1-0, but Shiro Immobile looking very, very bright in this game. Already had one goal, and from the goal kick, Silerson ends up playing it short towards the feet of the centre-back here, and eventually Ajax passed the ball out from the back, doing it in classic Torino style, I suppose, as they work their way forward here. Eventually, I'll try and make a challenge with Grenier, don't get the ball back, and it falls inside towards number 7, Victor Fischer. He plays it out wide, and again, Ajax just keeping hold of that ball, not surrendering possession here as they go down the right-hand side. Eventually, after some really nice build-up play, they get themselves inside, work the space to shoot, but Zivkovic's strike is well saved by Bernie and turn behind for a corner. So good stop there by our captain, captain in the first team here, and it's still 1-0 to Torino. But in the 73rd minute, another good chance for Ajax to equalise here, and again, Bernie's indecisive from across, but thankfully, Zivkovic's header goes over the bar and behind for a goal kick, so still 1-0. And in the 82nd minute, we had a great chance to seal the game, make it 2-0, and surely secure the points. Poloski goes for goal from a mile out, trying to catch the goalkeeper out. Not the best of attempts, but either way, it wasn't too far off target for a strike from almost close to the halfway line, but it was still 1-0. But that shot by Poloski there was really just a warm-up for this one, because in the 89th minute, he got another chance to get himself a goal, and he did as well. Gabbiadini went down the left-hand side, and this time, he was a little bit closer to the goal, and I'm not surprised this one found the back of the net. Gabbiadini beats the defender there down the left-hand side, plays it across the face of goal. There's Poloski, who drags his left foot onto the ball and pits it in off the inside of the post. So Silerson beaten here for a second time. Ajax 0, Torino 2. Nice feed by Gabbiadini, and a good finish by Alberto Poloski, who came off the bench to score his first goal of the season, I do believe, in all competitions. First goal in the Champions League, and I believe the first goal of the season for him as well. So Ajax 0, Torino 2. That was the final score. Poloski sealing the 3 points in stoppage time. Really, really good performance in that game as well. Ajax certainly didn't play badly. They had 3 more shots than us and the same amount on target. Bernie was a little bit indecisive, but it was one of those games again where the stats say it was balanced, but I felt we were sort of in control, if you know what I mean, control for the most of the game, and the possession was only just in our favour. But either way, I didn't really feel like it was a game which we were lucky to win at all. I thought we played quite well, but either way, we got the win. That's the most important thing, and there you go. And following out, you'd use comment for a report here, as we've now entered October, and as you can see, I decided to release 3 of the 4 players in our academy. The only one that's still in there is this guy, Leandro Vilna, I think that is there. He's the only player still in our academy because the rest of the players look quite average, and even he doesn't look very good at all, to be honest, in terms of some of the players we promoted. So that's a bit of a shame, but of course, this is our final season with Torino, so these players, even if they were to get promoted, they'd still get very little game time, regardless of what overall potential they have. So yeah, it's not a big deal. We release them from our academy just because they're basically not wasting time, I suppose, but there's no need for them to be there, really, as they're not going to get used or anything. And of course, there's very little point in keeping up with their progression when they wouldn't really get offered a pro contract come the end of their terms anyway. So they get released. One player best days, and we're not actually youth scouting right now. We don't have our 2 scouts out right now. I might send them out, in a couple of months or so, but I don't really feel the need to send them out because, again, this is our final season. Whoever they pick up, they might get a pro contract come May, but they, of course, won't play any games. So that's why I'm not youth scouting right now. No need to send them out and waste time with emails. I'd rather just speed things up a little bit and just ignore that section of the career mode from now. But again, maybe we'll send them out in a few months' time. I'm not too sure yet. But, they'll just pick up players that will be there for trivial reasons, really, as opposed to players who are actually in our academy that could actually break through. But regardless, in the league, 5 wins from 5, the perfect start. In the Champions League, 1 win from 2 and 1 draw as well. We're top of the table in the group and the league as well, so that's great to see. But Juventus have also won their first 5 too. Last season, struggled quite a bit. Season before that, they had a couple of patches where they struggled. So this season, the start they've made has been very, very bright indeed, only behind us on goal difference. Maybe this is the year where Juventus finally get their crown back. Of course, they won the league in the first season, this career mode, but since then, the past 2 seasons were won by us. Maybe this year, in the final one, Juventus are going to overtake us and take back the crown. We'll have to wait and see, but either way, they made a great start, and we'll have to keep an eye on them as the season progresses. Still, we take on Napoli here for the second and final game of today's episode as Napoli come and take us on at the Stadio Olimpico de Torino. And the first chance did fall to the away side, but Jonathan de Guzman's strike was well saved by Bernie. A bit of an unorthodox save from Bernie. You don't think he meant to do that, but he tips it onto the post regardless, and it was still 0-0. But in the 28th minute, we would open the scoring ourselves with our first chance. It was the main man again, Neymar, grabbing the goal. A really, really nice finish there as he does the push-up celebration. Ronaldo chops around the last defender and curls it in off balance with the weaker foot. But I say weaker foot, he's got a 5-star weak foot, so you can expect him to score those with that left foot. Really nice finesse, and it's his 4th goal of Serie A already. So Torino 1, Napoli 0, and a really good finish by Neymar there. So 1-0 to Torino. On the stroke of half-time, a good chance for Napoli to equalise. The Guzman's header goes into the side netting though, and behind for a goal kick, and that was the final touch of the half. So still Torino 1, Napoli 0. And in the 47th minute, 2 minutes after the restart, here is Vargas gets on the ball. Alexandro hounds him down, but eventually finds Mertens. Mertens takes it around Maximovic, whips it across to the centre, picks out his Belgian colleague and his Napoli teammate Christian Benteke, who heads the ball in and makes it Torino 1, Napoli 1. So great feed by Mertens there, and Benteke, who actually came from Swansea in the game, funny enough, but the former Aston Villa striker in real life, and Liverpool now I suppose too, heads in there to make it Torino 1, Napoli 1. So really good header there by the big Belgian Christian Benteke, and he makes it 1-1 as Napoli equalise. But in the 54th minute, we win the ball back here with Musacchio, and it finds Çalhanoğlu. Çalhanoğlu finds Neymar. Really nice ball there by the Turkish midfielder. Neymar comes forward, and the first shot was all about sort of control and swerve and finesse. That shot was just a complete smash into the bottom corner. Neymar using the shot power to his best of ability and rifling the ball past the goalkeeper and making it Torino 2, Napoli 1 as he gets his 2nd goal of the game. So really good finish there by our number 14. It's Torino 2, Napoli 1. And just past the hour mark here, a great chance to make it 3-1. Neymar's on the ball again, and this is why I'm so glad I signed him, because this is just so fun. This is just really, really fun for me. I've always been someone who likes to use skill moves. I'd never classify myself as a skiller because I'm just not that good, but I love using skill moves. I love beating opponents with those skill moves. I had so much fun with that build-up there. I went back and then in again, and then the strike from range goes just over the bar, but it was still 2-1 to Torino. Neymar was just dancing on these Napoli players, looking so good. And here he finds Çalhanoğlu, who plays it back to him. Neymar comes forward here, beats the last man with the ball roll, gets himself inside to shoot, and despite the goalkeeper getting a touch, he can't keep it out. It hits the bottom corner, and it's Torino 3, Napoli 1. So Neymar's first hat-trick here with Torino with 8 minutes to go. An absolutely superb performance by the Brazilian. That was also the last kick of the game for him as well. He subbed off immediately after. He had a superb performance, and I've said it a few times, I'll say it again. I know sometimes I make major decisions in career mode which not everyone agrees with, but Aguero getting sold, Neymar coming in, seriously, Aguero was an amazing striker for us. He had such a great goal to game ratio, but the start that Neymar has had, he's looking like he could be even better than Aguero, despite being 3 ratings lower right now. So Neymar gets his first hat-trick there. What a start to the season for our Brazilian striker, and it's Torino 3, Napoli 1. In the 88th minute, a good chance for Napoli to grab themselves another goal and make it a consolation. Again, it was that main man, de Guzman, for them, but the shot goes wide of the post and behind for a goal kick, and it was how the game would finish. Torino 3, 3, Napoli 1. So 6 wins out of 6 in the league so far. An absolutely superb start. Neymar's first hat-trick. We're top of the group in the Champions League. We've already won 2 trophies. And of course, the starts of the season has seen us still not lose a single game. What a beginning to our 4th and final season with Torino. We didn't play the best in that game, especially with the possession there, but we still were very clinical in front of goal, and Neymar was superb. So great start to the season for Neymar and Torino in general, and I got some real positivity coming into our final season with Torino in this career mode. But that does end the episode, guys. So as always, big thank you for watching the video. Really hope you have enjoyed it. If you enjoyed today's episode of Torino Career Mode, then please do leave a like, and I'll see you for the next episode of Torino Career Mode very soon.